Fernando, are you there with me?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, so you say his ex-wife, his then-wife, is coming to the hospital where you worked as in security. She's got all these injuries from his beatings, and so ultimately you feel sorry for her and then become romantically involved with her. And at that point, Ariel Castro threatens, I'm going to get even with you. So what does he say, and what does he do to get even with you?
Well, in 2004, he accused me of molesting his daughters. At the beginning, he told me, remember this, you took my wife, and I will destroy your life, and I'm going to get even with you at some point.
Now, at this point, he has at least two, possibly all three women in his basement. He's holding them in shackles, and he's saying to you, I'm going to get even with you. And then he, according to you, basically sets you up for molestation and bribes people to testify against you, and you get convicted for molestation. And now, in the wake of this, you are going to challenge your conviction. Is that correct?
That's correct, ma'am. In 2004, when he made those accusations against me, he had those three women in that basement. God knows what he was doing with them at that point. You know, he used his daughters, offered them to buy him a whole bunch of stuff, cars, cell phones, everything that he could possibly think that a young girl would brighten her eyes up and buy their testimony to get all the police and the FBI's attention off of him and put the attention onto me. That was my thought when he did that.
Did you tell the FBI, look at this guy? One thing all three female victims have in common is that they were all friends with Ariel Castro's children. He had 4 children by this now ex-wife, who's now deceased, that you ended up dating. So did you tell the FBI, look at this guy? He's the commonality in all of these kidnappings.
That's correct. The FBI came and picked me up at my job, took me to the FBI headquarters downtown Cleveland, interrogated me about the situation, gave me a polygraph test. I passed the polygraph test. I told them, look, why are you doing this to me? They said, well, their father told us that you have molested his daughters, and on top of that, you are the stepfather of these girls that are friends with the girls that are missing. And at that point, I told them, okay, I could understand that. You're doing your job. That's great. But don't you think if I'm the stepfather and you're checking me out, why don't you check the biological father? He's got the same or even more opportunity than me because I never met these girls personally, and he did.
And what did they say?
They did not reply. At that point, they took me out. They put me back in the polygraph room, and they discussed something outside on the hallway, came and picked me up from the room and took me back to my workplace.
Oh, my gosh.